All right, when you start working on that time fraction story problems worksheet, it's going to ask you to execute problems with words like 3/4 of an hour, or 1/3 of an hour, or 2/3 of an hour, or 1 1/2 of an hour. You're going to need to know what that means. So let's look at what that means. We're going to look at a clock to help kind of guide us through what this process should be. Now, you're going to have to split your clock up into several different portions. One of those portions that you're going to have to split your clock up into is into halves. So let's do that. Let's take this clock and split it in half. We have it in half, so it is in two parts, one part over there and one part over there. This part on this end is a total of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes, and another 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes on that side. When you take the entire hour of 60 minutes and split it up into two parts, you get two parts of 30 minutes each. You will also be tasked two parts of 30 minutes each, because 1/2 of an hour is equal to 30 minutes. You will also be asked to split your clock up into thirds. So let's look at how a clock can effectively be split into three parts. To split it into three parts, you need to know what the whole part is. The whole part is 60 minutes. You get from 12 to 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 60 minutes all the way around. Now, for us to manage this, what we're going to have to do is split that 60 into three equal parts, which we have right over here. 60 divided by 3, because that's really what we're doing. 60 divided by 3 can be kind of hard to manage. Those are big numbers. You should always make numbers smaller when you can, and here you can. Let's get rid of that 0 and make our new equation 6 divided by 3. That 0 is going to come back, but for right now, we're going to pretend it's not even there. What is 6 divided by 3? How many 3's are in the number 6? Well, we know that that is 2. Remember this 0 that we ignored? Well, we need it to come back. It can't be ignored forever. Once we have that 0 back there, we have to add that 0 to our answer. And when we do that, we notice that 60 divided by 3 is 20, just like 6 divided by 3 is 2. Add a 0, your answer stays just about the same. There's a common ratio there. So 60 divided by 3 is 20. So a clock is split up into three parts at 20-minute intervals. That's in three groups of 20 minutes. So from the 12, 5, 10, 15, 20, that is 1/3 of an hour. Another 20 minutes is another third of an hour. 5, 10, 15, 20. That is 2/3 of an hour. And then this is the other third of an hour. That is a clock split up into thirds, because 1/3 of an hour is equal to 20 minutes. Now, the last thing you'll be asked to split up into is also into quarters. That is taking this entire 60 minutes and splitting up into 4 parts. Splitting it up into 4 parts is very easy. First, we split it in half, and then we split those halves in halves, and that gives us quarters. How many minutes is that? Let's count them. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. Hey, there are 4 parts worth 15 minutes each. That is 1/4 of an hour. 1/4 of an hour is equal to 15 minutes. Now, I would like you to use this clock as a guide if you need one when you get to those questions that ask you, hey, how much time is 1/3 of an hour? When 2/3 of an hour has passed, how much time has passed? This clock could help you calculate that portion, or at least keep track of those different time frames. All right, folks, so feel welcome to have this open as you go through time fractions story problems.